Testing, testing. This is a recording for science or some crap like that.
What? Excuse me, can I leave?
Hey, shut up!
Sorry. Can I still leave?
Ooh, coffee. Oh, you want to leave?
Oh!
But you can leave. When I'm dead.
But you're not dead.
Exactly. Boop. Recommendations, and then look at these ones.
Read the files?
Well, what else are you gonna do?
Good point. Huh. Well, anyways, hello Internet, it's me again. And it seems for this episode, I am locked in here. Don't worry, I'll probably find a way out. But it seems I have to read these files for my freedom, if I ever get it. And this seems to be about the SCPs. I should probably tell you what this means. SCP means Secure, Contain, Protect. It's a company who captures creatures, objects, and even gods who make it... Well, wait a minute. Is that why I'm here? Anyways, I'm sure you'll be wondering, why would a Mythology channel do an SCP video, or be forced to do one in this circumstance? Well, that's mostly because SCPs does have mythology behind it. But first I have to do these recommendations from these guys, I guess. Okay, let's see what the first one is. So, first of all, SCP-087 is a endless staircase. Great start so far. Said staircase was found at a janitor closet at a school, so they had to build around the school to basically secure it. Oh, since there was a mistake during the testing, there's a good reason why people shouldn't go down there without permission. But every time someone went down there for testing, they would find their usual slash marks, weird sticky stuff, a crying child, a face that will chase you down the stairs and basically haunt you. Oh, yeah, I guess that's also pretty bad. Video footage. Apparently people were able to find this face without any nose holes or mouth holes, or mouth at this point, and no pupils, making this creepiness factor to holy freaking crap! Anyways, but guys, if you want to know more about this SCP, I put some links in the description below, so you can just check them out. Okay? Cool. But for now, I'll give this a 8 out of 10 faces. Let's see what's next. Let's see. SCP-999. SCP-999 appears to be a horrible creature that will wreak havoc across the lands and basically would... Oh, wait, sorry, wrong file. Okay, SCP-999 is one of the most adorable, optimistic, puppy dog-like creatures that is the most adorable thing you'll ever see. How did I get that mixed up? Anyways, its body is a orangey peanut butter-like body of slime and emotions of a playful dog. I love it already. For a plus note, it can also go to depressed people and make them all jolly inside. 10 out of 10 peanut butter. Next up is, just a little girl. I mean, what could be wrong with a little girl? Let's see. It's a title of a little girl by the name of SCP-053. Let's see. We just saw a Voldemort chasing you down endless stairs, and now we saw a optimistic peanut butter. What could be wrong with a little girl? Okay, let's see. It says here, whoever gets near the little subject, or just do anything near her, will go crazy. Okay, I kind of walked into that one. Then go violent. Then attack the little... Okay, I'm just gonna skip this part. Oh, this is interesting, but 8 out of 10 crazy guys. Now let's continue on into the myth-based SCPs. The ones that I should be talking about. First up, let's see... I always wanted to talk about this one. SCP-323 is called the Wendigo Skull. Basically a deer-like skull that can be put on a body. But when you enter the room that holds the said Wendigo skull, you must not talk French or English. But when you're in the room for longer than needed, basically you'll hear voices, basically trying to tempt you to put on the skull on your head. And eventually, if you let the madness get to you and you wear the skull, well, let's just say you won't be pretty. First, your nails get longer and your blood gets colder. Then, you turn into the Wendigo. When you turn into this beast, you will start through a bloody rampage through the facility. Now, let's get back to the question, what's a Wendigo? Well, Wendigos are spirits from Native American myth. And basically, you can turn into a Wendigo by committing cannibalism to another person. And, well, let's just say, why the deer head? I mean, from anything I know about Wendigos, the deer antlers are not really on any of them. But this could be seen as a sense of symbolism, as the Wendigo is able to affect anything, even the most sacred thing, the deer. For now, I'm gonna have to give this one a 9 out of 10 deer skulls. Okay. This SCP-300 is known for hiding in the waters of India. Basically, it was spotted when some fishermen went missing. Basically, the one thing you need to know is that, if you're scared of deep-sea creatures, you should look away now. But what you should know is that this guy is a giant freaking eel. And, a nice one in that fact. Basically, it'll make you forget some certain actions you need to do to get the hell away. And basically, if you, submit to its forgetfulness, basically, you'll get eaten alive. That's one way to go. And basically, turn into these black muck, I'm assuming. I mean, the facility doesn't really know either. Anyways, so basically, the one god that's related to this creature is called Anantashesha. Now, there's one problem I see here with it being connected to Anantashesha. One, Anantashesha is from the Hindu pantheon, yes, but it's a cobra-like creature god, not an eel. Another one is that it has 7 or 5 heads. This creature seems to have 1. That and another and final difference I can think of is 1, this creature hides deep in the waters, and Anantashesha coils around the cosmos. I don't really see anything that's same about them, but still, scary creature and it's very interesting. I'll give this a 8 out of 10 scuba divers. Okay, let's see what's next. SCP-2845 is basically called the deer, and sometime in the year 2011, a comet was about to get near Earth. And just by a little bit, it turns out that a piece of that comet was setting straight for Earth. There were some evacuation plans, but 3 days later, when the piece of the comet hit, a deer-like creature showed up on the western coast. Right on Christmas, too. And as soon as it went by, it wasn't so friendly, because it turns out to be very, very hostile. Basically, SCP Foundation had such a hard time, they had to team up with another facility just to get this creature captured. And finally, in the land of Nevada, basically they were able to capture the creature. The creature is known for being large in size and having a human face. Plus the huge antlers and the neat ring of isometal constantly rotating on the back of its head. Spicing the impervious to harm, then you got yourself a fully fledged godlike creature. Also, the method of attack of this creature is that it can single-handedly turn a person to this weird yellow-greenish rubbery column thing, which might not really kill the person? Yeah, it's disgusting. So this might sound impossible to contain, but there is a way, my friends. First, you gotta do multiple of 6 steps. Each step is able to contain it, and it must be done every day. Okay, but for step 1, 6 people wearing masks will do a little play, with only the full mask winning, followed by a game of dice. Step 2 is a live musical performance. Number 3 is exchanging gifts that are pretty much cheap, like knitted sweaters, Christmas sweaters, or sweaters, or watches, stuff. Anyways, basically exchanging cheap gifts. So, like a mini Christmas. Number 4 is tying your feet with wool and drinking half a liter of olive oil and reciting a ceremony, then another ceremony, while destroying a rock. Step 5 is a D class. Remember, these guys are giving a cloak and a scepter and a crown. Then they're being constrained to a chair and they be castrated. And then after when they castrate the poor guy, basically they'll dispose of the into a bunch of salted water. Then after that, they will bring out a 3-month-old baby. I do not like where this is going. Then, yeah, I won't say what happens, but, it involves eating. Really, really wrong. Anyways, this is the 6 steps that's taken to contain the creature. Then, basically, if this ever goes wrong, there is Operation Strike Down the Moon. Has the moon ever done it? Oh! Now, you might be saying, why would you do this? This all just seems too complicated to contain something. Well, this is because it's a god. In my opinion, it's a very specific titan. A titan by the name of Saturn. Oh, I'm using the Roman name so I don't get it confused with the primordial time god Kronos. So, yeah, I'm just gonna use the Roman one for here. Back to the deer. On the containment. Now, you might be asking, what does this Saturn titan have to do with this deer? Well, you gotta see that every time the ceremony happens, the creature doesn't even consider escape. It's like nullified, I guess you can say. But in order to explain to you how they are connected, I'm gonna have to explain the connections. First of all, Saturn is a god of the harvest, liberation, and time. and also crop. And basically I want to point out that when the SCP landed on Earth, it was the same day as Christmas, which was nearby the day of Saturnalia. This is when Saturn was heavily worshipped at the time, and this event will help us see the connection between the two. First, the play. Back then, in the events of Saturnalia, a Roman comedic play would always commence. Basically, the game of dice was just a fun little game for people to play at Saturnalia. Next, the music. Well, you see, the music is also because of, well, it's basically ancient Roman Christmas, so there will be music. The next part is them exchanging gifts. This is because, again, ancient Roman Christmas. Oh, and that olive oil stuff, that's because the center of Saturnalia, there would be a statue that would basically be filled with oil and people would take on around the feet. Now, for the next of the procedures are basically from the mythology and lore behind Saturn. So we're gonna have to dive in a little bit into mythology. Again, I'll use the Greek mythos, not the Roman one, just using a Roman name. Now let's go into mythology. Next up, castration, because I never believed I would ever say that in my life. In one of the procedures, we see a D-class dress up all fancy and get cut not so fancy. So this all basically started because Saturn castrated his father, Uranus, primordial god of the heavens, to achieve becoming the new king of the gods. He celebrated his victory, but he was warned by his father and mother, Uranus and Gaia, that there is a prophecy that he will be overthrown himself by his own children. So he did what any normal person would do. He would take his children and eat them, which explains another way how this deer gets contained. Eventually, he ate all of his children, Hestia, Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. His wife was reasonably mad. So basically, she gave her child Zeus to Gaia, just to make sure that he would be given away safely, as Saturn eats a rock in replacement, because he can totally tell the difference between a baby and a rock now. So that explains most of the procedures, but why the deer aspect? I don't know myself. All I do know is that, am I gonna get out of here?
Hey, can't a guy enjoy his anime?
Well, let's see if there's any way I can... What's this? So, this SCP is called SCP... Oh, wait, the numbers are blocked out. Anyways, it basically looks like a black spaghetti monster that basically takes you away if you talk about... Oh, are you the guy?
Hey, keep them back! I'm gonna get fired for this.
Thank you! What a nice guy. Anyways, it seems that I'm back, and I will be ready to make you guys more videos, if my time would let me. Anyways, I'm sorry if it took me this long to make it. Anyways, ring that bell, subscribe, or if you don't want to, I won't force you. Tell me what kind of god you want me to cover in the next video. Hope you love this one. I know I have some videos planned, but I want to know if you can add to my little list. Remember, subscribe and hit that bell if you want to, and always remember, see you all next time.